This is the story of a boy who lost everything, yet still found a reason to rise higher than he ever dreamed. In a small village surrounded by dusty hills and empty fields lived a boy named Adeel. He was only 12, but life had already shown him more pain than most people ever see. Adeel's father had passed away in an accident a year earlier. His mother worked long hours washing clothes in nearby houses, but even then, there was never enough money. Adeel tried to help, running small errands, delivering milk, or selling simple toys he made from wood. But the world did not feel kind to him anymore. Every night, he looked up at the stars and whispered, "Why do I have to struggle so much?" One day, after finishing his work, Adeel sat under his favorite old tree. Its leaves were dry, its branches almost dead. But he liked sitting there because it reminded him of his father, strong, even when the world was hard. That afternoon, Adeel felt completely broken. His friends had new bags, new shoes, new dreams. He had nothing. He felt like a tiny boat in a huge storm. He picked up a dry leaf, crushed it in his hand, and said softly, "Maybe I'm just meant to be nothing." But then he heard a voice behind him. "Why do you say that?" Adeel turned around. It was Uncle Rahman, an old man who lived at the edge of the village. People called him wise, but strange, because he spent most of his time planting small plants in useless, dry land. Adeel shrugged. "Nothing works for me. My life is too hard." The old man sat beside him. "Let me tell you something, Adeel," he said. "The strongest trees grow on the toughest ground." Adeel didn't understand. "What does that mean?" Uncle Rahman pointed to the land around them, dry, cracked, hopeless. "Everyone in this village believes this land is dead," he said. "But I plant seeds anyway. Maybe one day, something will grow." Adeel frowned. "But what if nothing grows?" The old man smiled gently. "That's okay. What matters is that I believe it can." Adeel looked at him for a long moment. Something inside his heart moved, just a little. The next day, Adeel woke up early and went to find the old man. "Can I help you?" he asked shyly. The old man smiled. "Of course, my boy." Adeel spent the whole morning digging small holes in the dry earth. It was tiring. It was hot. The ground was hard. But for some reason, he felt peaceful. Every day after school, he would go to Uncle Rahman and help him plant more seeds. Sometimes they had water, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes Adeel felt hopeful, sometimes he felt angry and tired. But he didn't stop. One evening, when the sky was turning orange, Adeel looked at the fields and said, "Why do you keep doing this? No one believes anything can grow here." The old man answered quietly, "Because hope is not something you wait for. It's something you plant." Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. And then, one morning, something happened. Adeel bent down to check the soil, and there, right in front of him, was a tiny green shoot, pushing through the dry ground. He felt a shock run through his whole body. "Uncle! Uncle! Look!" he shouted. "It's growing." The old man came slowly and smiled, his eyes shining. "I told you, Adeel. Nothing is impossible when you keep watering hope." From that day on, everything changed for Adeel. Not instantly. Not magically. But slowly, like the tiny green shoot. He started taking school seriously again. He accepted small jobs and saved the money. He helped his mother every evening. He learned to repair old bicycles and earned a little more each month. His confidence grew, just like the plants in the field. Years passed. Adeel became a young man, strong, determined, and hard-working. The once dry fields were now full of green plants, thanks to his and the old man's work. People in the village admired him. Some even brought their children to learn from him. One day, Someone asked, "How did you become so strong, Adeel? How did you survive so much pain?" Adeel smiled. "Because someone taught me that the rain doesn't come because we wait for it. It comes because we believe it will." He built a small wooden sign at the edge of the field. This land grew because hope was planted here. And every time life got hard again, as life sometimes does, he would return to that spot, close his eyes, and remember the boy he once was. The boy who learned to rise again. No matter how hard your life is, don't stop planting your hope. One day, your rain will come.